the process of going through intense emotions and sort of working through it to the point where we feel complete, it's high energy, right? I mean, there's times where the level of intensity of the anger and the fear and the crying that's part of this stuff, this sadness that's there too, and the love that is still hiding behind all of it that never ever dies, right? That, to me, that's something we have to sort of recognize. Once I give my love, it's on, period. You know, like a laser beam you shoot into space, you can turn the laser beam off, but you will always love what you loved about that person, because you're going to find the aspects that you loved about that person in your future, in another person.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you loved about them was the mirror of what you love about yourself and what you hope to become, right? Wouldn't you say that's true? And so as you go into these high energy realms, to me, it's like a plug. When I plug an electric thing into the wall, if it's a low output device, I can have a positive and negative. It flows through. But when you talk about a high energy thing, you need a ground, right? You need that third cable, that ground cable. And so psychologically, there needs to be something outside of psychology, something bigger than the individual ego structure. In my experience, the connection to this higher self, which is connected to all other higher self, you know, the one higher self, however you want to word that, the perfect pond with no ripples that created the universe, created your highest thoughts, created what love is. All of that is one thing. And if we keep that in the room and view from that observer perspective, the big O observer, then as the lower ego hashes out its dirty job of processing the details of, he said this and I said this and I'm mad about this and I'm holding a grudge and she's holding a grudge and she thinks I'm like that, but I'm not even like that. I was just reacting to her thing that she didn't want to be. And we both turned into people we didn't want to be in the first place.
Yeah.
Is that resounding a little bit? And so how do we step into this with one foot in this non-ego higher self that's in us? Some call the I am presence. You know, if you were to sit and you listen, you breathe into that silence and you say, okay, this is the most silent I can be. That's the little I. Then you have the higher self. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So which plane do you want to talk about? I say always talk about both planes at the same time, to keep keep everything civil enough within your own consciousness that you cannot be so caught up in the drama, the story, the ego's desire to respond in a logical manner, the way that this character, right, if you would write a script, this character is played by you, and that character is played by her, and this one's played by your friends, right? They would react in a way that the writer would say, yeah, this is logical. This person would freak out and drive their car fast and get a speeding ticket because they're mad, or, you know what I mean? It's a logical course of events. Just step out of it. So I'm going to shut up for a minute, but I just want to leave that thought in there, is don't forget about the big gong, right? That's in you. And then all of this becomes very workable and you can sink your teeth into it because it's real, but it can't really bring you down enough. You know, you can't mute your immutable.
That's true. These guys can take. Oh, we got a worm. We got a worm. Yeah. Ooh, we got a worm. Ooh, this thing's running away.
Listen well, weary one.
war has ended, the dark is done. Tune up the pipes, songs will be sung. The battle is over, the light has won. For thousands of years she lived within lies, plaguing our
I
souls.
know, this can be fun.
Black and
Mr.
skies,
Joshua.
now truth will be known. We've cast out fear and raised love's flag with our joyful tears.
They're everywhere. Well, the idea is to get them
Listen
in the
well,
because their poop is good for the soil.
weary
And then
ones,
we'll grow food.
war has ended, the dark is done. Tune up the pipes, songs will be sung. The battle is over, the light has won.
Yeah, I did put one out there. You can do it. I put one out there. There's a method in a tree. It didn't seem to mind, but it didn't want to jump off. It was like,
Calling all hearts,
stay there or jump out to
beat with the drums. Sons and daughters, the dance has begun. Oh, Father, lift us up with freedom's cheer. From the mother's love, we all hold dear. Listen well, weary ones, the war has ended, the dark is done. Tune up the pipes, songs will be sung. The battle is over, and the light has won. Listen well, weary ones, the battle is over, the dance has done. So tune up the pipes, and songs will be sung. The battle is over, and the light has won. Tune up the pipes, songs will be sung. The battle